my being a Chelsea supporter and Radix being a Chelsea supporter.
How? What's the difference?
Me? I'm a more egalitarian, mature. See, my own kind of supporters, they get into the stadium 5 minutes to the start of the match.
Okay.
They come in a suit, they put their muffler, kind of thing. They back gates, they go to covered stand. At the back, somebody is grilling, fish is cooking somewhere. There's somebody's popping something. Sometimes they don't even watch the match, they hear, oh, okay, who scored? Their mother is wearing t-shirt. They spent 2 hours. In fact, you would have done that to get tickets. They spent 2 hours. Before the match, they are already there. They will scream! 2 hours after the match, they don't let the stadium.
I like what he said. He said a supporter. A supporter is different from a fan.
Okay.
A fan knows everything about the club.
You are a fan.
Yes. A fan supports the club before the match, during the match, after the match. Things are the ones that go to read paper in the morning.
Okay.
When we come into the stadium, we read papers.
Soft life. Alright. Welcome, guys. Welcome to Sports Maestros TV, where we discuss sports and we give you updates on sports news. I'm Deb Love, your favorite host, and today we'll be discussing the top 10 worst Chelsea signings in Roman era. Of course, I have Radic, I have Wole, and before we proceed, we'd like you to like, subscribe, and click on the notification button to get notified anytime we have an update for you. Alright, so Radic, over to you. Number 10, Mateja.
This list is going to be funny because, especially when we are getting to from 5 to 1, but we're not going to be talking about that one in this section, right? But now, let's talk about the number 10. A player my guy here loves so much, Mateja Kezman. You may not agree with me fully that this guy is supposed to be on the list, but he made the list because he came from PSG with 105 goals. PSV rather. He came from PSV with 105 goals in 122 matches. So you could imagine what we signed. We thought this was going to be a player for the future, a player for the next 5-6 years.
You didn't know.
We did not know that the guy already plays best football.
In favor of Mateja Kezman, Chelsea had a lot of attacking talent at that time.
Like,
Drogba was in the team.
he just came in.
Well, yes, but he was in the team.
We were both established.
He was already an established player in
We
the
were
team.
both established.
No. Drogba at that time at Marseille. Drogba came from Marseille.
Yes.
He had a lot of razzmatazz about him, no doubt. Quite a number of players. I don't know whether Crespo was in the team at that time. Good Jose was in the team. We had a lot of attacking options. At that time, Arjen Robben, Damien Duff, we had a lot of attacking talent. Playing to him, he came to a started team. And second, it's always difficult to adapt to the Premiership.
Okay, but we admit that he didn't put the ball in the net enough.
It wasn't difficult. It wasn't difficult for Drogba. It wasn't difficult for Drogba to adapt. It was the guy that was difficult. Let me tell you something about that guy. The guy did not have a lot of playing time, right? He played 24 matches in a season. He scored 4 goals. 1 goal against a relegation threatening team. 2 of those goals against a team that went into relegation.
Which of the goals counted as half? Wait. As if they were not clubs. Which of the goals counted as half?
A goal will always be a goal.
He scored against the Law Builders.
So are you not agreeing that it's one of his is number 10 on the list?
If you score against the Law Builders or you score against the bottom place team, a goal is a goal. And Drogba struggled. Drogba also struggled.
The funniest thing about this guy was that when he was doing the interview, he said he played the football he played in Chelsea was the best in his career, and I was thinking, this guy has been delusional.
Do you know what it took to get those 4 goals? Please move to number 9.
Okay, I think we are hurting Wole's feelings right
Do you
now.
know what it takes to get those 4 goals?
Enjoying it though. Alright, so number 9, Adrian Mutu.
Adrian Mutu. Any Chelsea fan, any real Chelsea fan will agree with me that guy was a disappointment because we had high hopes for him. and I knew he was going to deliver. But indiscipline was just the number one killer for him, because twice he had drug issues. First, he was suspended for 7 months for failing a cocaine test.
And that was at Chelsea.
Even when he was in Fiorentina years after, he failed another test. He was first suspended for the year, they reduced it to 9, later to 6. Indiscipline. At a point, there was an issue between him and the coach, where both of them were saying, no, this was the one that said he feigned injury. So that they won't go. You know, so you have that player that was not disciplined enough. If he was disciplined enough, his career would have been very, very, very bright. He would have had the likes of the Drogba, Lampard in Adrian Mutu.
So for Mutu, it was not because of the fact that he tanked.
No, it
entirely.
wasn't.
But for the fact that he just didn't achieve his
in the
potential.
first 3 games, he scored 4 goals.
Yes.
In the first 3 games, so you could see the future was very bright.
Very explosive,
Unfortunately,
very creative.
It disappointed.
He came with a lot of hopes and then he dashed all of them.
I felt bad for him. Till now, he's still in Chelsea.
Because
from 2005 till 2018, they still rejected his appeal to pay back $17 million to the club.
That's sad. Alright, so let's go to number 8 on the list, Yossi Benayoun. So, Radic.
Yossi was a player I really feared when he was in Liverpool. Whenever we played Liverpool, you know, when you feel you have an organized team, you are compact enough. You know, the opponent needs a player that can take 1 or 2 players out of the way, then create chances for the rest of the players. Benayoun was the go-to guy in that sense. Benayoun can dribble 3 players at a time just to create space for his teammates. And you know, when you have the likes of Gerrard, you have the likes of those top players in Liverpool.
What Radic is not saying is that Benayoun used to come in at the 80th minute when all players are tired and you run. You have anything left. So when Chelsea bought Benayoun, we knew who we were buying. We didn't buy a player to start matches. We bought a player to play the last 5 minutes of the game. So I didn't agree with him that Benayoun did not surprise me because he achieved what we bought him for.
Benayoun played a lot of matches for Liverpool.
He came in.
It wasn't
I'm not going to I'm not going to interfere in this matter.
In this one, move on. Move on. He came in some 50 minutes, 80 minutes. I cannot remember matches.
The only thing I would say about him was that I think at the point Chelsea bought him, he had already peaked and was beginning to decline. Because after loaning him to Arsenal, he's still.
At the point Chelsea bought him, we knew who we were buying.
I knew at this point Radic was after.
Who was the flop?
He performed to expectation.
He lived to expectation. He paid money for.
We paid him to play 10 minutes.
Why are you hurting Wally's feelings? Alright, let's move on to number 7. So we have Johann Sebastian
Veron.
Yeah.
Veron was a big player. Everybody who knew about Veron will agree that Veron was a very, very big player. But then he came to Man U. He was still performing, but he had little issues outside football. Because at some point, the players were saying he was refusing to speak English. He understood the English, but was refusing to speak English with them. So it was like there was a communication issue between them. No interpersonal relationship as such. Yes, but then we decided to relieve him of all those pressure and we tried to bring him into.
Why would he even refuse to speak English?
Well,
you need to understand. See, Radic is not giving you context. See, when you are talking about these players, context is important.
Okay.
Veron was a big name footballer.
Of course, he was.
At that point. So, you now come into the Premiership and you come with this air of importance. You know, I think that was what really affected this game. Not for his quality, but for the fact that it came with an air of importance, and you are coming to Man U, for instance. Man U is already a very big club, a lot of established players. You also want to establish yourself. I think that was what led to the friction. And so, really,
Ferguson
take nothing away from Ferguson. Ferguson was fantastic.
Ferguson did not want to release him, and he had no choice. As a matter of fact, Ferguson used the swear words in an interview when they were asking why he left, to tell them that you didn't know the importance of this guy. But now we brought him in, thinking, yes, what Man U lost was our gain. But then, probably because he had injury
So
in that first season.
Wale, you don't agree that Yohan deserves to be on this list?
For his sheer quality, no.
One
But
sheer quality
for what
we brought to the team.
happened at Chelsea, perhaps.
He was a flop now because 15 matches. He played 15 matches, and after that, injury played season.
Alright,
we had to let him go, and he was never the same for since then.
Alright, let's go down to our number 6, Radic.
Our number 6. Who do we pick at number 6? This was a player that we signed for about £40 million. Timure Bakayoko. And to me, he's one of the let me not use useless. Let me just say it was one of our worst signings in the Roman era, because we signed him from Monaco. I believe when we signed him, he was just a one-hit wonder. Why did I say so? Why? Because even in Monaco, season prior to the season they got to the semi-finals of the Champions League, he wasn't having a good time at Monaco. He was even having attitudinal issues where Makalele had to take him under his wings and teach him how to behave. Then he moved from a big apartment into a smaller apartment how would I put it? Just to bring himself down and face football.
But for me, I say this all the time, and I think one of the reasons Bakayoko had was that Chelsea are a big club. Sometimes a lot of players find it difficult to make that transition immediately. Some people come in, they hit the ground running. Some come in, they need time to adjust. I guess Bakayoko needed time to adjust to the pace of the Premiership.
Yes.
But Chelsea are also a club that don't have the patience. For me, I think that was what happened to him. And then for players like Bakayoko, once they lose their confidence, it takes a lot to rebuild it.
Well, he lost confidence in his early days in Monaco. He gained it back. So what
He
difference?
was still at Monaco. He had not been to the World Stage. Yeah, you know, the semi-final run was a big one for them. But it was just one of. Now, you see, at Chelsea, every time you are aware of the size of the club, you are going to Cobhams for training, you are going away for matches, you are always leaving the size of the club. I think that got to him.
All these players knew this now. They knew that coming to a league like Premiership is a different beast entirely. They know that the pace.
They have a sense of it. They don't really know what they are bargaining for until they enter the league.
They know the pace and the physicality of Premiership. So if you came for that amount, which was contributed, which your team, your agents contributed to for that amount, then you should know you are coming to perform. So and now see, since then he has been in the Serie A with AC Milan, with Napoli twice. You get, he was back in Monaco, and still none of these clubs have decided to exercise the purchase clause in the loan contract. None of them was already ready to do it. So he's still a player.
Alright, well done guys. And of course, we'd like to know what you think. This is our own worst 10, number 10 to number 6. We'd like to know your number 10 to number 6. And of course, in the next episode, we'll be giving you our worst 5. Alright, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click on the notification button to get notified anytime we drop an update for you. Thank you, Wale. Thank you, Radi. Let's say bye.